Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Faciano, and today I have another Battle of the Bottles coming at you. I don't know what these are. I selected them from my sample pool. I've got about, I think I'm up to about 50 samples in my sample pool. I'm a whiskey promiscuous channel, so these could be anything. I'm going to pour them. I'm going to taste them, talk about them a little bit, figure out what it is I like the most, and then in the end, reveal to myself what it is that I've been drinking and which one, again, I like the most. They're tagged on the bottom just so I can keep it straight. And as I go through this and the tasting, I'll put up the picture of the bottle that I'm tasting at the time. Stick around until the very end. I do have information about my November giveaway. So with that, let's go ahead and get these things on the nose. So glass number one. Smells a little bit, I don't want to say dusty because I've never had a dusty whiskey before, but I want to say it comes across as wet cardboard, a little bit earthy, yet a little bit of orange peel or citrus. It smells like a bourbon. Slight amount of vanilla, which is typical of bourbons. And as far as the proof goes, when it's hitting my nose, it does sting a little bit, but I wouldn't say that it's very high proof. Somewhere around 100, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. Let's go anywhere from 95 to 105. Tell you what, it smells really good. It does have those typical bourbon notes. A little bit of barrel char. It's making my mouth water, so let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Oh, wow. There's a little bit of orange, a little bit of citrus, good amounts of vanilla, decent ABV, a little barrel tan, a little bitterness rising up on the side of the tongue. Finish is not very long, but it's nice. That is a good balance of sweet and spice. Now there's a little bit of cinnamon happening. Wow, that's really good. This is developing. Obviously, that was my very first sip, but it is going through some type of development that I'm liking quite a bit. It's not hitting the palate with one note. I'm getting good sweet and spice off and on with a little bit of barrel tannin, a little bit of barrel char, good citrus, good vanilla. I like that quite a bit. Well, before I get this on the nose, let me go ahead and get a rinse and move on to the next glass. All right, glass number two. Boy, that is lingering, and I like that quite a bit. All right, that almost comes across as the same way. Little earthy, little cardboard, wet cardboard. Got some citrus notes. It stings a little bit more. The ethanol is coming through a little bit more, so maybe a little bit higher proof. Smells like a bourbon. Vanilla. And there's a different spice note coming through on this one that I didn't get here. This smells very balanced. This has a little bit more of a spice note. And if you've been here for a while, you know I like sweet and spice. I lean a little bit more towards the sweet side. But yeah, this smells very similar. Wonder if they're in the same family or same distillery. Wow, that's wild. Now that I'm going back and forth between the two, I can't tell a difference between them at all. What I thought I was getting, spice here in my mouth is going like crazy. The spice that I was getting here, now going back to this one, I really can't figure out what the difference is. Yeah, this comes across as a little bit sweeter. This is coming across as a little spicier. All right, let's get this thing on the palate. That's nice too. Nothing overpowering. It's very well balanced, good amounts of vanilla, barrel char, spice, sweetness, finishes hanging on a little bit, get some citrus note, a little bit of orange peel. Wow. I wonder if these are the same thing. Can't tell the difference between the two. All right. I like this matchup already. So let me go ahead and get another rinse. And I'm going to go back the other direction really quick before I take a little bit more time off camera, because I think this is definitely going to challenge every ounce of my energy that I have. It's going to test my palate quite a bit. Cinnamon, vanilla. That musty, earthy note is there. Yeah, nothing has really changed. That now on that nosing, I get a little bit more spice. Cinnamon, pepper. All right, let's get it on the palate one more time. Typical bourbon, really good notes, nothing spiky, well-rounded, good development of flavors from the arrival to the mid-palate to the finish. That barrel tannin, that barrel char is hanging on. Good sweetness, a little bit of elevated spice, but all around, very good. I like that quite a bit. All right, let's get a rinse and go on to glass number 1 again. All right, glass 1. So there is a vanilla cream. There's more of a rich note coming through on the nose. Vanilla cream soda, earthy, dusty still there, that wet cardboard. This smells richer. There's a little bit more depth to it than glass number 2. All right, let's get it on the palate. All right, that vanilla cream is now rising up to the forefront. On that arrival, it's very effervescent, it's sweet, barrel char, barrel tannin, barrel char, barrel tannin hitting the side of the tongue. Sprinkle in a little bit of cinnamon, pepper, ginger. Finish is relatively long. I would say they're both medium to long. All those orange citrus notes are there. And when I'm saying orange and citrus, I'm actually talking about either the oils that are on the outside when you squeeze it, or the actual juice itself biting into it. Not the liquid juice, but actually biting into an orange or a lemon. There's a combination of that happening in both glasses. Glass 1 comes across as a little bit more viscous, a little bit more depth of flavor, a little bit more concentration of flavors, but they're both very good. So what I'm gonna do is take a little bit of time off air. I'm gonna go back and forth, rinse a little bit between each sip, let my palate calm down, concentrate a little bit more because it's a little bit difficult to do it all on air in front of the camera on the spot. Take some time, and when I come back, I'll let you know which one I like the most, and then I'll reveal to myself what I've been drinking. I'll be right back. All right, I have a winner. Sweetness is winning out over the spice. These are both very similar in flavor profile. They are very similar in proof points, or at least from my palate. I think they are coming across as the same amount of proof. They both have citrus. They both have that orange express, those orange oils that you might express. I think that's what you call it. Like if you squeeze the rind, that oil comes out of it. Orange, lime, sorry, not lime, orange, lemon, pepper spice, cinnamon spice, vanilla, barrel char, boy, I can't talk today. Barrel char, barrel tannin, medium to long finish on both. They taste like a typical bourbon. I think glass number 1 has a little bit more depth to it. That vanilla cream soda sweetness is coming through, which is causing me to like glass number 1 slightly, ever so slightly more than glass number 2. They're both very good. I would not say that they are very complex. I wouldn't think that this is something, either one, that you would have to sit down for long periods of time to try to figure them out. I think they're straight up front, typical bourbon notes, with one being a little bit more sweet than the other. So glass number 1, I prefer at this moment over glass number 2. Let's go ahead and figure out what it is that I was drinking in glass number 2. Oh, okay, so before I do this, they're bourbons. I think they're around 100 proof. I think that's pretty much all I have. I was gonna try to guess on whether they were finished or what they were, but I have no idea what they are. They're a bourbon. I think they're, give or take 5 proof points above or below 100. So glass number 2, the one that I liked, but not as much as glass number 1. This is Wild Turkey 101. I have Wild Turkey in my blind sample pool just as much as I do, I think, Blanton's. So this, I'm not sure what this could be, but that's very good. So glass number 2, oh my God. So this is random as random can be. This review is actually coming out on Monday, and it's a new bottle. So this is the new Remus Reserve, or the Remus Repeal Reserve VIII. So let me grab the bottles. I need to refresh my memory. Well, I don't have to refresh my memory on the proof. They're both 101, but I do want to refresh my memory on the price. So I'll be right back. All right, this is crazy. So I actually have this one right down there because this is going to be reviewed with the Remus Gatsby Reserve 2024 release, and then along with a more in-depth review of the Remus VIII. Oh, I have these mixed up. So the Remus VIII is over here. The Wild Turkey 101 is over here. Both 101 proof. I picked this one up probably about a week ago. This is $109.99. This was $39.99. But again, I think this is a little bit less expensive because I purchased it at a local mom and pop shop that charges a little bit more for each. This is an older bottle. I do have a newer bottle, the one that doesn't have this paper label. And I also have another bottle of this older paper labeled version as well. As you can tell, I don't really go through a whole lot of Wild Turkey 101. I do use it as a warm-up pour every now and then. I flip-flop back and forth between Wild Turkey 101 and the Buffalo Trace, just the normal Buffalo Trace. So let me know in the comments down below if you have seen the new Remus Repeal Reserve VIII on the shelf. Where is your market? How much are you paying for it? I wouldn't necessarily think that maybe people are doing blinds between these two just because this is so new. But if you have, let me know what your results are in the description below. Now I'm trying to figure out why I put this into the matchup. Other than they're both being 101 proof, maybe this being more expensive, does it have the same type of sweet and spice that the 101 does? I think that's probably why I put it. Something a little bit more expensive, something less expensive, maybe a little bit harder to find, very easy to find. And I think they have similar, based on what I was tasting and nosing, they have similar profiles. So I am gonna blend these two, and I would imagine that the blend is just gonna be a little bit more of the same. So while this is doing its thing, let me do a quick recap of my giveaway that is happening in November. If you are interested in supporting the channel, you can donate any increments of $5. There, underneath the video, there is a heart with a $sign in it. It's called a super thanks. Every entry that you have with increments of 5 will get you 1 entry into the giveaway. In the first or second week of December, I will have everybody's name randomized on my wheel. I'm gonna spin that. If your name is selected, you have the opportunity to select 8 2-ounce samples of anything that I reviewed in the month of November, and then automatically included, I will throw in 2-ounce samples of the 4-bottle First Friday Flight Fight from Green River. You have to be 21 years of age or older to win. You have to verify your age. I have an email address in the description, along with, I believe it's just the tag for Instagram, Whiskey is a Journey. So you can kind of DM me there if you ended up winning. It has to be US participants only. I can't ship overseas. If you are overseas, but you have a US shipping address and you frequent the United States and you win, you can do that. And I do have a viewer that contributed to the channel, and they said, I'm going to gift this to another YouTube channel in the United States if they win. So if that person wins, and the name is escaping me, if that person wins, they want me to select a certain 12 whiskeys and send them over to Stuff and Whiskey. Josh and Aaron, fantastic channel. If you are watching my channel and you are not subscribed to their channel, I would highly suggest go over there, watch it. If you like what they're doing, give them a subscription, give them likes, show them some love, and subscribe to their channel. All right, now that this has had a little bit of time to do some blending, let's go ahead and get it on the nose, taste it, and see if it's worth mixing. 20-something dollars, $109. A lot of vanilla, so that vanilla cream soda that was coming out of this glass is now radiating along with a little bit of cherry. Caramel vanilla, elevated spice, and there is a candied corn. I know Halloween just passed, but those little candy corns with the multi-colors, that's coming out of the glass. There's more sugar coming through than spice. And the sugar note is different than the vanilla cream soda. All right, let's get it on the palate. Wow, that's pretty good. But a lot of candy corn is coming through. Maybe a little bit too sweet for my taste. Not a whole lot of spice. I do get an elevated spice on the nose, but it's absent on the palate. It's way too sweet. Not enough spice to counteract the sweet. Still tastes good, but I do want a little bit of that spice to counteract how sweet it is. Yeah, that's like biting into a candy corn. If you like candy corn, you would love that blend. If you hate candy corn, then you would hate that. All right, that's all I have for you today. So wherever you are at in your journey, I hope you're enjoying it. And until Monday, if you're not subscribed to the channel and you're interested in the review of the Gatsby or the Remus Gatsby Reserve, the 2024 release, along with the Remus Repeal Reserve VIII, subscribe, turn on that bell. I produce videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and that's it. So, cheers, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye.